Listen carefully. There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes talking doesn't change a damn thing. Words are cheap, plans are meaningless, promises are just noise. You want change? You want progress? Then it's time to go ghost. Ghost mode isn't some trendy phase. It's a war strategy. You vanish from the noise. You disappear from distractions. You stop posting every little move like a clown needing validation. You don't need eyes on you when you're building. You need focus, discipline, and a relentless mindset. Silence is power. That's not just a catchy phrase. It's a fundamental truth that most people don't understand or refuse to accept. In a world obsessed with noise, opinions, and constant updates, choosing silence is the ultimate act of control. When you speak less, you give less ammunition to others. You invite fewer distractions, fewer judgments, and less interference in your journey. Silence isn't about hiding or weakness. It's about strength. It's about knowing your value and not feeling the need to prove it with empty words or loud declarations. Think about it. Every time you open your mouth unnecessarily, you expose yourself to criticism or misunderstanding. You reveal your plans too early, giving people time to doubt, sabotage, or simply talk you down. But when you keep your ambitions to yourself, you hold the power. You become unpredictable. People don't know what you're up to, and that mystery works in your favor. Silence protects your vision. It shields your progress. It keeps your energy focused instead of scattered on defending or explaining yourself to others. The strongest people don't waste energy on empty talk. They understand that real influence comes from action, not chatter. You don't need to announce your goals on every social media platform or tell everyone about your plans in hopes of getting validation. True confidence is quiet because it doesn't depend on approval. It depends on self-belief and a relentless commitment to the work. Silence lets you build momentum without interruptions. It lets you avoid the noise of doubt and negativity that inevitably comes when you broadcast your intentions prematurely. When you learn to be silent, you also learn to listen. Listening is a powerful tool that most people neglect. By shutting your mouth, you open your mind, you observe the environment, the opportunities, and the weaknesses of your competition. You gather information that loudmouths miss. You adapt and strategize without revealing your hand. This is how winners think. They don't just talk, they absorb. They wait. They strike only when the moment is right, not before. Silence also forces you to confront yourself. When you're not filling the space with words or distractions, you face your own thoughts and fears. This can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for growth. It pushes you to develop discipline and mental toughness. You learn that your worth isn't defined by how much you say or how many people hear you. It's defined by what you do in private when no one is watching. That's where real transformation happens. In the age of social media, everyone wants to be heard, but few want to be seen, doing the hard work behind the scenes. Silence separates the noisemakers from the real players. When you go ghost, you remove yourself from the performance and step into the lab of your life. This is where you craft your skills, build your strength, and lay the foundation for success without distractions or interruptions. Silence is also a form of respect. Respect for your own journey and for the process of growth. It's understanding that results take time and that rushing to explain yourself only invites premature judgment. When you stop talking and start doing, you demand respect through your actions. People can't argue with results, but they will try to debate words. Finally, silence builds mystique. People are drawn to what they don't fully understand. When you're quiet and focused, others begin to notice your discipline and wonder about your methods. This curiosity gives you an edge in business, relationships, and life. You control the narrative by controlling how much you reveal. You let your achievements tell the story instead of empty promises or constant self-promotion. In essence, silence is the foundation of power. It's the secret weapon of those who upgrade their lives in peace and focus rather than noise and distraction. Choosing silence isn't easy, but it's necessary if you want to rise above the chaos and claim your space at the top. When you master silence, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, nothing can stop you. Sometimes, the best way to move forward in life is to disappear completely from the world around you. When you're constantly surrounded by distractions, noise, and people who don't support your growth, progress becomes nearly impossible. Disappearing isn't about giving up or hiding out of fear. It's about taking control of your environment so you can rebuild yourself from the ground up. To truly upgrade your life, you need to step away from everything that's keeping you stuck and vanish long enough to focus on what really matters, your growth, your mindset, and your mission. When you disappear from toxic environments, you remove yourself from the energy vampires, those who drain your time, your motivation, and your confidence. These are the people who gossip, complain, or discourage you without realizing how much damage they do. Being around them keeps you tied to old habits and limited thinking. So you have to ghost these people, not because you hate them, but because you love yourself enough to put your success first. This is about survival and thriving, not about drama or ego. When you pull away, you gain the mental clarity needed to see what's truly worth your effort and attention. Disappearing also means stepping back from the constant validation that social media and modern life demand. In today's world, everyone wants to be seen, liked, and praised every step of the way. But this constant need for external approval keeps you trapped in a cycle of distraction and shallow progress. You lose focus on the deep work required to transform your life because you're too busy performing for an audience. When you go ghost, you cut off that noise and stop seeking permission or applause. You focus inward on the actions that lead to real change, not just the appearance of it. This process isn't easy. It requires a level of discipline and courage many don't have. You have to be willing to disconnect from your usual routines and the people who fill your days with noise and obligation. You'll face loneliness and doubt because when you step away from the crowd, you're on your own, but this solitude is exactly what you need to rebuild yourself stronger. It's in the silence and isolation that you face your weaknesses honestly and build your strengths without distraction. Disappearing to rebuild also means giving yourself permission to fail and learn privately. When you're always in the spotlight, every mistake is public and fear of judgment holds you back. But when you work in silence, you can experiment, stumble, and get back up without anyone watching. This private trial and error is essential for growth because it removes the pressure of external opinions and lets you focus purely on improvement. The power of disappearance lies in the reset it gives you. When you cut off the noise, you start fresh. Old doubts, toxic influences, and limiting beliefs lose their grip. You create space to cultivate new habits, new skills, and a stronger mindset. You become the architect of your own destiny rather than a passenger in someone else's drama. This reset is crucial because many people try to upgrade their lives while still trapped in their old environment. It's like trying to grow a plant in poisoned soil. To thrive, you have to change your surrounding. When you come back after disappearing, you don't return as the same person. You come back sharper, more focused, and with a clear vision. You carry the lessons learned in silence and solitude, and you bring a new level of confidence that commands respect. Your disappearance was not an escape, it was a strategy. It was the foundation on which you built a better version of yourself. And this version is ready to dominate in ways the old you never could. This kind of ghost mode isn't permanent. It's a temporary retreat for long-term success. It's a tactical move, a reset button that only the strongest know how to use. It's about putting yourself first when the world expects you to serve the noise. By choosing to disappear from distractions and negativity, you reclaim your time, your focus, and your power. Upgrading your life in silence means knowing when to vanish so you can come back stronger. It means understanding that sometimes the best way forward is to step back, cut loose, and build in solitude. It's a mindset reserved for those who aren't afraid to put in the work nobody sees, who aren't concerned with instant recognition, and who know that true transformation requires quiet, deliberate action away from the crowd. When you disappear to rebuild, you don't just upgrade your life, you redefine what you're capable of. Results speak louder than words. This is a truth so simple yet so powerful that most people completely miss it. In a world obsessed with talking, promising, and explaining, the ones who actually get ahead are the ones who focus on delivering outcomes. Too many people waste their energy trying to convince others of their potential or intentions. They shout their goals, make empty promises, and broadcast their dreams, but nothing changes because words alone have no weight. Real influence and respect come from what you accomplish, not what you say you will do. When you let your results do the talking, you remove all doubt and criticism. Actions leave no room for debate. If you're grinding in silence and steadily building something meaningful, people will notice, not because you told them, but because they see it. Success is tangible, it's visible. Whether it's in your bank account, your physique, your skill set, or your reputation, results are proof of your work and dedication. They don't lie or exaggerate. They make skeptics reconsider and competitors respect your position. This approach requires patience and discipline. You have to be comfortable with delayed gratification because results don't come overnight. While others chase instant recognition or validation through loud promises and flashy posts, you stay focused on consistent effort behind the scenes. Every rep in the gym, every extra hour studying, every sacrifice you make quietly adds up. It's a process, and during this time, you don't explain yourself. You don't justify your hustle. You don't need approval because you trust the process and your ability to produce results. Letting results speak also means you avoid unnecessary distractions. Talking about your goals constantly invites opinions, doubts, and sometimes sabotage. People may try to bring you down or plant seeds of doubt simply because they don't believe in you or because they want to keep you average. But when you're silent and busy working, you don't give those negative influences an opportunity to take root. You protect your energy and your momentum by focusing solely on what you can control, your effort and your output. This mindset shifts your focus from external validation to internal accountability. You stop asking others for permission or praise. You stop needing anyone to believe in you except yourself. The more you deliver results, the less you have to prove because your success becomes undeniable. People who once doubted you will have no choice but to respect your journey. Your growth will inspire others, not because you told them to pay attention, but because they can't ignore what you've built. When you rely on results rather than words, you also create a legacy that lasts. Words are forgotten, promises are broken. But real achievements stand the test of time. They open doors, create opportunities, and build reputation. People want to associate with winners, with those who show strength through their actions. Your results become your brand, your voice, and your power. Moreover, focusing on results forces you to be strategic. You learn to prioritize high-impact actions over busy work or empty gestures. You become more efficient and goal-oriented because you understand that success is measured by what you produce, not how much noise you make. This clarity pushes you to work smarter, not just harder. In the end, allowing your results to speak doesn't just earn respect, it earns freedom. Freedom from having to constantly explain yourself, freedom from doubters and distractions, freedom to live life on your terms, backed by undeniable proof of your hard work. When your results lead the way, everything else falls into place. People notice, doors open, opportunities come knocking. So if you want to upgrade your life, stop talking and start doing. Focus on creating results so powerful, they silence every critic. Build in silence, grind with purpose, and let your success be the loudest voice in the room. That's how you win, that's how you dominate, that's how you upgrade in silence. Going ghost means cutting ties with the weak links that hold you back. When you decide to upgrade your life, you have to recognize that not everyone around you deserves a seat at your table. Weak attachments, whether they're people, habits, or distractions, drain your energy and slow your progress. You might think you're just being loyal or polite, but loyalty to the wrong people or habits is a betrayal to your own potential. To truly level up, you have to be ruthless in removing what doesn't serve your mission. The first step in cutting weak attachments is identifying who and what weighs you down. This might be the friend who always complains but never improves, the toxic relationship that saps your confidence, or the habit of wasting hours scrolling through meaningless content. These things seem harmless on the surface, but they chip away at your focus and ambition. They keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity while you tell yourself you're still working towards something bigger. The truth is, if it's not lifting you up, it's holding you back. Letting go is uncomfortable because it often means facing loneliness and change. People who don't understand your goals may push back or try to pull you back into their world. Habits that feel safe might trigger fear or uncertainty when you try to break free. But this discomfort is a sign of growth. It means you're breaking old chains and stepping into a new version of yourself. Growth rarely feels comfortable, and upgrading your life demands you embrace that discomfort without hesitation. Cutting weak attachments isn't about being cold or heartless, it's about self-respect and clarity of purpose. When you surround yourself with lazy energy or toxic mindsets, you start to adopt those traits yourself. Energy is contagious. And if you want to be a winner, you have to be around winners. People who hustle, who challenge themselves, who push limits. When you raise your standards for who you let into your circle, you raise your standards for yourself. This principle applies to habits and distractions too. You can't expect to upgrade your life if you keep feeding your mind with junk information, mindless entertainment, or instant gratification. These things are designed to steal your time and kill your ambition. You have to be selective with what you consume and how you spend your time. Replace weak habits with strong ones, reading books, training your body, setting goals, and pursuing growth daily. Your environment shapes you, and by cutting out weak attachments, you build a fortress that supports your evolution. The process of cutting ties and upgrading your circle can be brutal, but it's necessary. Weak attachments will always be waiting to pull you back if you let them. You have to commit to your vision so deeply that you're willing to walk away from anything that doesn't help you get there. This means saying no to distractions, toxic people, and bad habits, even if it's hard. Even if it means being misunderstood or judged. Your future depends on what you tolerate today. When you finally cut loose those weak attachments, you create space for new, powerful connections and habits to grow. You start attracting people who match your energy, your ambition, and your discipline. You build routines that support your goals instead of sabotaging them. Your life becomes a reflection of your highest standards, and that's the foundation of true upgrade. In essence, cutting weak attachments is a form of self-love and warrior discipline. It's choosing your growth over comfort, your mission over distraction. It's clearing the path so you can sprint forward without dragging dead weight behind you. If you want to go ghost and upgrade in silence, start by cutting loose what weakens you. Because in that ruthless pruning lies the power to rise higher than you ever imagined. Real transformation doesn't happen when you're showing off or looking for attention. It happens in the quiet moments no one sees. When you decide to upgrade your life, it's not about announcing every little step or seeking approval. It's about grinding when no one's watching, putting in the work during the dark hours, and pushing through the pain alone. Training yourself to stay consistent in silence is what separates the average from the exceptional. Talking about what you want to achieve is easy. Everyone has dreams and goals, but not everyone is willing to put in the lonely, relentless effort behind the scenes. That's where the real battle is fought. Not in the spotlight, but in the gym, the study sessions, the early mornings, and the late nights. This is where your character is built, your limits tested, and your discipline forged. The silence around your effort doesn't mean you're inactive. It means you understand the value of focused, uninterrupted work. When you train in silence, you avoid the distractions that come with attention. Publicizing your efforts often brings unsolicited advice, opinions, and sometimes criticism that can shake your confidence, can create pressure to perform, or cause you to second-guess your methods. But when you keep your training private, you protect your mindset. You focus solely on progress without the noise of other people's expectations or judgments. This mental space is crucial for growth. Training yourself also means building resilience. The grind isn't glamorous, it's uncomfortable and often lonely. There will be days when motivation is low and progress seems invisible. When you're training in silence, you learn to push through these moments without needing external encouragement. You build an internal drive that keeps you moving forward regardless of the circumstances. This kind of mental toughness can't be faked or borrowed. It's earned in solitude. Silence also creates a space for deep focus. When you remove distractions and stop broadcasting every move, you tap into a flow state where your mind works at its best. This focus allows you to refine your skills, analyze your weaknesses, and perfect your craft without interruption. It's a powerful place to be because real mastery requires this kind of concentrated effort. The noise of the outside world only pulls you away from your zone. Another important part of training in silence is the humility it cultivates. You're not showing off to impress anyone, you're doing it because you respect the process. You understand that greatness isn't built on height or empty promises, but on daily commitment and consistent effort. This humility keeps you grounded and hungry, preventing complacency and entitlement from sneaking in. You stay hungry because your progress depends on it. Over time, the results of training in silence compound. Others may not notice your effort immediately because you're not broadcasting it, but your transformation becomes undeniable. Your strength, skill, and confidence grow quietly, building a foundation so solid that when you finally reveal your progress, it shocks and commands respect. This moment of reveal is powerful because it's backed by substance, not just words. Training in silence is a mindset that applies beyond physical fitness. It's about training your mind, your habits, and your entire lifestyle. Whether you're working on your career, personal growth, or relationships, this principle holds true. Quietly put in the work. Avoid distractions. Build resilience. Master your craft. Then show up with results so strong they speak for themselves. Ultimately, training in silence is about owning your journey without needing a crowd. It's about becoming relentless and focused when no one is watching. So when it's time to step into the spotlight, you're ready to dominate. This is how you upgrade your life, not with noise and hype, but with discipline, patience, and silent hustle. Mastering patience is one of the hardest yet most essential skills to truly upgrade your life. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, everyone wants quick results, immediate recognition, and fast success. But the truth is, meaningful progress doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and the ability to stay calm while others rush, panic, or give up. Patience is not passive waiting. It's active endurance. It means keeping your eyes on the prize even when you're stuck in the slow grind, trusting that your work will pay off, even if it's not obvious right now. When you choose patience, you resist the temptation to announce every small victory or seek constant validation. You understand that real growth is often invisible in the moment. While others show off every step, you quietly keep working, knowing that consistency over time beats flash-in-the-pan success. Patience protects you from the distractions of comparing yourself to others or falling for shortcuts that promise quick gains but deliver nothing lasting. This discipline requires mental toughness because it's easy to get frustrated when progress seems slow or obstacles pile up. Most people give up when they don't see immediate rewards. But those who master patience learn to embrace the process, knowing that the journey shapes their character as much as the destination. They stay focused on the long game, grinding through setbacks and delays without losing their fire. Patience also means understanding timing, the art of waiting for the right moment to act or reveal your results. Rushing can destroy opportunities or cause you to make mistakes. By mastering patience, you learn when to move aggressively and when to hold back, making your actions more strategic and powerful. This calculated approach is a mark of true winners who don't just chase progress but engineer it. In silence, patience grows stronger. When you remove the noise and distractions of the outside world, you develop the ability to wait without anxiety. You build confidence in your process and your vision, allowing yourself to mature and evolve naturally. This calm persistence is magnetic. It draws respect and opens doors that impatience closes. Ultimately, patience is the quiet force behind every great transformation. It separates those who dream from those who achieve. It teaches you to trust yourself in your path, no matter how long it takes. When you combine patience with silent work, you create an unstoppable momentum that no distraction or doubt can break. This is the foundation for upgrading your life in silence. Because real power is born in the waiting, the working, and the unwavering belief that your time will come. To wrap it all up, going ghost mode isn't about hiding out or giving up. It's a strategic, powerful choice to upgrade your life in silence, away from distractions, noise, and unnecessary drama. When you master silence, disappear from toxic influences, let your results speak louder than words, cut weak attachments, train relentlessly without seeking validation, and develop unshakable patience, you're building an unbreakable foundation for success. This is how real power is forged. Quietly, deliberately, and without apology. If you want to rise above the noise and become unstoppable, it's time to go ghost mode and upgrade your life in silence. Your future self will thank you for it.